Coming up next is DC News number 104. It's a creative shuffle edition of DC News. We're going to talk about writers and we're going to talk about artists. Who's going where and who's doing what. From book to book to book to book to book after this. Hey, you want to save 20% off of everything in the store? Then show up on the 20th of every month because the 20th is Founders Day here at Alternate Reality. And on Founders Day, everything except this week's new comics and bulk supplies is 20% off. That's right, every single thing in the store is 20% off every 20th here at Alternate Reality.
Bo's got that DC look in his eyes right now. Looks a lot like gas.
Perfect. If I had a magnifying glass, I could magnify things. DC Comic Book News, episode 104. Enter Disregardio.
Start the show! Yeah. Hi, folks. Comic Book Man here. Welcome once again to my video outhouse. Bo?
Yes?
What time?
DC time!
DC time! DC News number 103. We're coming to you from this
104!
place. 104! It's what I said, 104. Coming to you from this place, Alternate Reality, which is located at the intersection of 11th and Kedzie. Beautiful downtown Mount Greenwood. Alternate Reality. Your all new comics are always 15% off every day for everyone. This is a creative shuffle edition of DC News. We're going to talk about artists and writers who are moving around in the new 52 and switching one book for another and doing all sorts of wonderful stuff. First up, we're going to do the writers. And who is moving where, Bo?
Peter Milligan is going to take over Stormwatch in May, so people who go, is Paul Jenkins going to stick around? No.
Bo?
Yes.
Is Paul Jenkins going to stick around?
No.
Oh, okay.
Jeff Lemire will take over Justice League Dark in May.
Okay.
So Peter Milligan is leaving Justice League Dark. Greg Hurwitz is going to be replacing Paul Jenkins as writer on The Dark Knight in June. So is Paul Jenkins sticking around on Dark Knight? No.
What is Paul Jenkins doing?
That's a good question because he seems to have been taken off the books he's working on. Matt Kent will be taking over Frankenstein Agent of Shade in June.
Yeah.
Because, well, Jeff Lemire can only do one thing at a time. And also, we already told you that Rob Liefeld's going to be taking over a bunch of books. He's actually going to be plotting 2 of the books. He'll be plotting Savage Hawkman and The Grifter. He'll be drawing whatever the hell it is.
Well, I think he's doing the layouts for Savage Hawkman.
He's doing the layouts for Savage Hawkman, and he's going to be writing and drawing Deathstroke. But Frank Thierry is going to write the scripts for Grifter, and Mark Poulton, who's writing Evangeline, will be writing the scripts for Savage Hawkman. So Liefeld's only going to write one book, but he's going to plot the other 2. And they're all going to be interconnected, so they're going to be hanging out together and drinking coffee.
Seems like a fair number of Image creators working on these new 52 books.
Yeah, it's an unusual amount of Image people working on this stuff.
And the whole universe was sort of designed by Jim Lee.
Yeah.
And the whole thing looks like it was filtered through the Wildstorm universe to begin with. So this is essentially the imagization of DC.
Well, yeah, I mean, Greg Hurwitz made his comic book debut working on Punisher for Marvel. Matt Kent was an independent guy. Peter Milligan was basically hanging out at DC all the time. And Jeff Lemire is someone that DC found. And he seems to be their fair-haired boy.
He's never worked for him. He hasn't worked for Image, I don't think.
He's never worked for anybody. He's basically started working for Marvel worked for DC right away, and he hasn't been there since.
Well, he went from Top Shelf to working for DC. I think it was Top Shelf. He was a...
Top Shelf, man.
That was the writers. Artist time. Artists. What about the artists? Who's moving where?
Marcus Toe is going to take over art duties on Batwing. Steve Pugh is going to be the permanent artist on Animal Man, which is amazing because Steve Pugh really doesn't sell. Travel Foreman.
Hey, you know, Animal Man sells okay.
I think
but it's not selling Batman numbers.
Yeah, I think it'll.
I don't think it's going to hurt it.
I think it'll sell because Lemire's writing the book. Travel Foreman is going to move from Animal Man to Birds of Prey. Yeah. He's taking over that book. Jesus Sai is going to move from Birds of Prey over to Resurrection Man, and Fernando Daguino is going to be taking over the art duties on the Suicide Squad. So these are all changes, shuffling, and making sure the books ship on time.
Question I have.
Yes.
Which I didn't ask you ahead of time, so you may not know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask it to you anyway. Paul Levitz, the only thing he's doing is the 3 Legion books right now, one of which is a miniseries.
Yeah.
Is there any plans on him being taken off of Legion?
No.
Because those books are dying.
No.
Fine.
No.
Those books are dying a huge death.
Well, in a future update, we will tell you about a crossover that DC is going to work on, which is going to have all the Legion books connected into some big storyline thing.
Oh, okay. So, okay.
But no, Levitz isn't going anywhere because Levitz used to be vice president, and Levitz is always going to have work there. And even if his books don't sell, they won't cancel them like they do Dan DiDio's books. They'll keep him around because he's Paul Levitz.
Well, he's been slotted into the Legion ghetto right now. All he does is Legion, and Legion affects nothing in the DC universe right now except for Legion.
And he's going to do the new World's Finest book too, which is
he is?
Power Girl and Huntress.
Oh, the Earth 2.
Yeah, the Earth 2 book,
this
yeah.
week, the first images of Earth 2 came out, and I looked at it, and the first thing I said to myself was, I know Earth 2. I know Earth 2. And I don't know who the hell these people are, but they don't have a damn thing to do with Earth 2. They got Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman in the image fighting off a horde of whatever it was, aliens or something. And they look nothing like the Earth 2 that I've ever seen, and they look nothing like anything on Earth 1 that I've ever seen. It looks sort of more like an Elseworldsy thing than anything else. But as far as Earth 2 goes, for those of you who are waiting for a return to the Earth 2 that you know and love from the 60s and the 70s and the 80s and the 90s, that's it. We're done with Finish Right Here. We got no more DC news. Go to the store's website and tell them why.
Because Earth 3 is where the website is based.
www.myaltimatereality.com. Just chock full of fiber.
So check out all of Bo's news on the store's website. And until next time, this is Comic Book Man
And this is Bo.
saying bye.
The Video Outhouse is brought to you by some of the finest people willing to work for free. This is a list of some of them.